Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, this is going to be our very first episode of our Warzone ranking series. You guys have really enjoyed the ranking series videos for Left 4 Dead, and even the very first start to Among Us, and now I want to start doing them for Call of Duty, specifically Warzone for now. Who knows, we might venture off into other stuff later. But for today's video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to rank all the Warzone bunker Easter eggs, because the bunker Easter eggs are really popular with you guys. You guys really love them, and they tend to be one of my best videos. So I thought, what would be a better way than to make a video about ranking the things that you guys end up enjoying the most, which happens to be the bunkers. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please show your support by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. You don't necessarily have to do it right now. Obviously, watch to the end of the video first and then make a decision there, but I just want to give a friendly reminder right now. But yes, guys, let's begin with the ranking. So the way that we're going to be doing this, guys, by the way, so I just want to let you know that the way that we are ranking this is based off of just a specifically opinion here. I understand that the Warzone Easter eggs are kind of different for everybody, and it'd be kind of hard to pin down. So that's why this is going based off of my opinion. However, though, I am taking the community's opinion into consideration. But if you guys end up having a different list than mine, please do feel free to share it with me in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinion. But yeah, other than it being about my opinion, I just want to let you know how I'm also ranking these. I am ranking these based off of difficulty, uniqueness, and also whether or not that there was any problems or glitches during these Easter eggs. So now that we know, let's rank all the Easter eggs. So coming in at the very first spot, and you already have seen gameplay for this, but this is going to be the Trench Easter egg for the 3v3 map in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is technically not a Warzone map, yes, I completely understand, but however, though, it is a Warzone-themed Easter egg, because for the bunkers, they are all been in a Warzone except for this one. This one is in the 3v3 maps, and the thing is with this is that this trench map we only saw really once, and we never saw it again. Infinity Ward liked to add in maps that had like little novelty Easter eggs. Like I remember when they added the gunfight version of Superstore, there was an Easter egg for golden toilet paper, which was kind of ironic considering what was going on, obviously, with the toilet paper thing. So that's why they decided to do the bunker Easter egg. They decided to throw this in for fun. So that's why I'm ranking it in here. It's technically not a Warzone Easter egg, like I said, yes I know, so that's why, one of the reasons why I'm actually putting it dead last. But I thought I would put it in here, to be perfectly honest, because I'm pretty sure there'll still be a decent majority of you that might not know what this is and would like to still have it in the video regardless. So yes, this Easter egg, it's relatively easy. You can easily do this in a private match, because the good news is that since this is available in private match compared to Warzone, you don't have to worry about anyone competing with you. You just gotta load in with your buddies, and it's as simple as that. The map is super small, sandboxy. It's the absolute easiest you can do. It doesn't give you a blueprint or anything, but you do have the ability to go and check out this cool Easter egg where you go into this room. There's a whole bunch of teddy bears, and then you also can end up doing another bonus Easter egg within this room that allows you to be able to end up seeing a machine gun wielding teddy bear trying to murder you, which is just super cool. So it's a little Easter egg that I thought I'd throw in here, and now let's move on to the next spot. Alrighty, so coming in at the next spot, and this is going to be our first official one for Warzone, but this is going to end up being the Rebirth Island Warzone Easter egg. The reason why I put Rebirth Island in here is because I personally believe that Rebirth Island has the toughest Easter egg in all of the whole entire series. Because with this Easter egg in particular, it's super, super tedious and very luck-based. Here's the thing, though, with Rebirth Island, is that unlike the normal Warzone game mode, Rebirth Island allows you to be able to have respawns, okay? So you might think that this would be a lot easier, kind of like Plunder almost. But that's not the case. It's actually still very difficult, because the Easter egg compensates for this, and since it knows that the game mode is got respawns, it inevitably makes it harder to contradict this, so it's not too easy. The Easter egg involves you doing so many tedious things, and the main thing that gets it for me, even though I've not done this Easter egg legitimately, so you might be wondering why I'm considering like me to have a valid opinion, bear with me. As much as I have not done this Easter egg, I also got to point out another thing, is that I've done all the other Easter eggs, and I can definitely have a good comparison or reference point at least. And comparing the Easter eggs I have done to what I see you would have to do for this one, this Easter egg looks horrendously difficult and tedious. Because the main thing is the number finding. The very beginning of the Easter egg involves you having to actually go and look around at a briefcase that can randomly spawn on the map. This is completely random, but luckily you have pre-designated spots, which is pretty decent, I guess you could say. But after that step, what you need to do is that you need to end up finding these pictures, and these pictures are in the briefcase or near the briefcase. This will tell you to go to certain designated locations, and when you go to these designated locations, that's where you gotta find certain numbers to bring back to the yellow door so you can end up doing the blueprint. Now the thing is though, is that, like I said, because of the way that the map is and the fact that you have respawns, they inevitably make it harder, and the numbers are in such weird spots. They do not correlate with the pictures really at all. It is in the general area, not what the actual photo entails. So if, for example, like let's say that one of the photos is above a dead body, like that's what it shows, is like you have a dead body and then that's where you inevitably think the photo would tell you that the number would be. The numbers aren't exactly there, they're in the general location. So you could be looking at it, and if you get the wrong angle, it might be in a dark shadow or behind something, and you completely can miss it. Especially if you're in the midst of gunfire. That's the reason why I personally don't like it. And with this Easter egg also as well, is that it's hard to describe, but I feel like you're more likely to get screwed by players than this one, than the other ones. Because with this one, since there is also respawns, by the way, a lot of people can just revenge kill you. I understand that, yes, a lot of the old Easter eggs, a lot of people just did it in plunder and stuff like that, but this map is very, very small, so it's very easy to get back. And for me in particular, the big portion with a lot of these Easter eggs is competition. I completely understand the aspect of competition. You know, they make you fight over the Easter eggs, so that way it's kind of like a winner-take-all, hoorah thing. But that's personally one of the things I don't like about it. I understand that that's the incentive, but with the other ones it made sense, like with the other Easter eggs. But when you try to put it on like almost like a sandboxy map, where it's really small and has respawns, people get way too competitive and it just makes it very annoying. People just kind of revenge kill you out of spite. And that's why I personally don't like it at the end of the day. You can use a glitch version, which doesn't give you the blueprint. None of the glitch versions will ever give you a blueprint. At least you can check out the room if you do it this way. But at the end of the day, it's still not my favorite Easter egg. Now, like I said, this is subjective. The next one coming up you guys might hate more. But for me in particular, it's this one. Alrighty, so now coming in at the next spot, this is going to end up being the Stadium Easter egg. The Stadium Easter egg, oh god, where do I even start with this one? This one is difficult, man. You guys will probably would say that this is the most difficult out of any of them, which it's pretty fair to say. Now the thing is with the Stadium Easter egg, for me, in my opinion, I don't think it's necessarily that hard. It really doesn't happen to be nearly as hard as Rebirth, because at least with the Stadium Easter egg, you have a lot more wiggle room. You have the whole entire map compared to the little sandbox map that you have with Rebirth Island. And also as well, is that yes, even though there's unlimited respawns in Plunder, Stadium's Easter egg is super, super, super easy to do as long as you have a good team and you know what you're doing. Now the thing is though, is a lot of people don't have that, so I completely understand that. If you're trying to do this solo, it's completely polar opposite. Now, when I did all these Easter eggs, I've always done them with friends, so my experience may differ than yours. I completely would understand that doing this solo would be a pain in the ass, and I don't disagree with you, but for me, I didn't have that much of a pain. All I did was I just busted my ass, and I tried to use a mixture of glitches. And to be honest, without the glitches, I don't think that this Easter egg would have honestly been as obtainable, because I did half glitch. For me, with this Easter egg, what I did is that when it was still available, I used the ATV wall ramming glitch like you saw with Rebirth Island, and that helped me and my friends get the Easter egg complete. This Easter egg is very, very hard to do legitimately the whole entire way through, like the 3 key cards that they expect you to get. Usually what happens is that most players tend to end up getting 2 and they guess the 3rd one, or they cheated one of them. Either that or they just also cheated the whole entire thing, because this Easter egg is really, really tedious sometimes if you don't know what you're doing. All of them are tedious if you don't know what you're doing, but especially this one, because it also comes down to how much ground you can cover. The stadium is humongous, and so to try to get every single blue key card, that's where you're going to end up struggling, because you just have to run around the whole entire stadium trying to get these key cards. It's not just one key card either. It's 3 whole different key cards in the whole entire stadium. So you guys scour the whole entire thing, and if you luckily can find them all, great. But usually what happens is that a player's got either the key card and you gotta fight him for it, and you also gotta guess because you can't tell at first glance who has a key card. Or you just also have to hope that the Infinity Ward just didn't screw you and just say, hey, we're gonna spawn the key cards like in buttfuck nowhere. I understand at the end of the day this Easter egg is not going to be perfect. The only reason why I put it above Rebirth Island, though, is just because of the fact that it was unique in that regard. With Rebirth Island's Easter egg, it's kind of iffy. With the Trench Easter egg, it was simple. That's the reason why it was at the end. With the Rebirth Island Easter egg, it was kind of repeated itself. It's kind of old because we've done the Blackout map before, and that's where it comes from. Rebirth Island, it's a Blackout map, Alcatraz. But the Easter egg also in general just is more tedious than the other one. I feel like that if you know what you're doing, you can definitely get the stadium Easter egg done, but that's just personally me. Plus also as well is that the competition in this made it fun and reasonable. With Rebirth, it's too small of a map to be realistic, and it was such a big map, the stadium was humongous, that when you competed with the other 150 people, at least you had a chance. So that's why I put stadium where it is, and now let's move on to the next spot. Alrighty, now coming into the next spot, this is going to end up being the train Easter egg. So with the train Easter egg, funnily enough, is one of the only single Easter eggs, in fact it's the only bunker Easter egg as far as I'm aware, that you cannot glitch into the room. Because what it does is it involves you to transport yourself via technically a cutscene. So what the Easter egg entails for you to do is that you gotta go to a certain room where you can actually, believe it or not, actually have one of the easiest times in the world, because what you do is you lock the doors, but you're on a timer. So with this Easter egg, unlike the stadium and all the previous ones, what you do is that you have the choice between locking yourself in a room and risking death if you mess up, or locking yourself in a room and getting the Easter egg pretty much done if you know what you're doing. So with the previous Easter eggs, everyone was competing, and everyone could just kind of just juke you out, and like if they want to, they could actually just steal your Easter egg if you did all the work and they just killed you. I think what Infinity Ward did to combat this is that with this Easter egg, because it was one of the last ones that they did, they made it so that way you can have protection by locking the doors, but in turn you only are on a certain amount of time, and if you can't complete within the time frame, you get killed and someone else gets a chance. I like that aspect, I really do, and that's personally something for me that is actually a big thing for me. Stadium, it was very frustrating, and Bunker 11 especially, back in the beginning when we all didn't know what we were doing, it was especially frustrating just to get killed by people that just didn't even remotely want to contribute towards the Easter egg. They basically just leached off of you for free. So I enjoyed how the train Easter egg basically was the polar opposite of that. And I enjoy the fact of that you were trying to almost kind of do like a Mission Impossible style challenge. I liked how when you ended up getting the code and you were on a scramble to try to get to the train station, because the last step of the Easter egg requires you to go to a certain tram or a certain train and get on a certain designated train before the time runs out, because the train will only come by once you call it. And also, as well, people can just compete with you on the train. So if you get on the train, you teleport to a different spot of the island, and you actually are completely 100% safe. You get all the kill streaks, you get all the rewards, and you also get the gun. Nobody can kill you here, and nobody can also steal the blueprint from you here. The only way that they can end up basically juking you out is that they end up killing you and they get on the train themselves. So this one is very friendly to the people that actually go through with the Easter egg on their own. Bunker 11 and Stadium, it was very easy for the people that didn't want to do the Easter egg legitimately to just leech off of other players. But for the train Easter egg, there was no glitch, so you couldn't glitch around. And also on top of that as well, they protected players that did the Easter egg legitimately by teleporting them to their own designated area. So that's why I like the train Easter egg at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, on top of that as well, it's not quite number one. The reason why we have the next thing going to be number one is just because of the fact that it was the first and nostalgia. And the idea of, what it was setting for a standard is just something I hope that we see in the future. Alright, so coming in at the number one spot, this is going to be Bunker 11's Easter egg. So with Bunker 11, since it was the very first Bunker Easter egg, it's got a nostalgia factor for me. And also, as well, on top of that, Bunker 11, I believe, just sets a precedent for what gaming should be. Call of Duty never really did something like this before Bunker 11, and they were really ballsy to not only innovate, but also innovate in a good way. Usually when Call of Duty innovates, it's like things like supply drops or exosuits, and then they do this thing where they try to be like egotistical, where they're like, oh, well, we're going to hard commit because you guys demanded change, and now because you're backing out, we're going to make you suffer a little bit just to let you know how annoying it is. It's like, nah, don't do that. Just like, try something new if it works, then keep it. If it doesn't, then get rid of it. And that was kind of what they did with the bunker Easter eggs. They worked, and so they kept doing it, and they even made it easier as it went along, in my opinion. But with Bunker 11, I enjoyed the balance of risk and reward. I enjoy when you have a challenge. In fact, I don't like necessarily 100% all of the Easter eggs being 100% spoon-fed to me. I like how the one trench Easter egg was available to be done in private match for all players to basically do. But I also wouldn't want every single Easter egg to be like that. So Bunker 11, the way that it was handled, since it was the very first and nobody knew what they were doing, I enjoyed the balance of risk and reward because everyone felt like they had a chance. Now, yes, you could end up leeching off of people and like hide in a bush and kill somebody, but the good news is that everyone could do that. There was nothing stopping you from having your buddy and you do the exact same thing to somebody else. With Stadium, it got a little bit harder because with Stadium, people were starting to get really good at the game. Skill-based matchmaking, I feel like, was picking up at an all-time high. Also, at that point, I feel like by the time that we got to Warzone Season 4, skill-based matchmaking got worse. And the things with Bunker 11 is it was in Season 2/3, which it wasn't nearly as bad. So, that is my subjective opinion, and that's the way I see it. I would like to believe that maybe one day that the rest of the Bunker Easter eggs will hopefully be not only as fun as Bunker 11, but also in turn be more memorable, because I always love looking back on a thing with nostalgia, especially if I know it ahead of time. Like, I like looking at a thing for gaming, being like, yeah, this is going to be something I'm going to be nostalgic about. That makes me happy, and I love just the idea of trying to make memories on games rather than trying to just make a quick cash grab. Because sometimes these events are just, you know, things that get people hyped up for the next Call of Duty, which, yes, can sometimes be, you know, a genuine Easter egg, but I look at it as a cash grab, especially if I know the game is going to have bad business practices, but that's just me at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it here for today's video. I truly hope you guys ended up enjoying, and if you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite Easter eggs are in the comment section down below, and I hope you enjoyed another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you're ever going to see. Peace out, guys.